In Solid Edge version 20, we now have a command called feature grouping. This is going to enable us to collect a set of features and manipulate them as a single object. So in this example, we have a plastic housing for an industrial remote control. And what we want to do is collect some similar features into an easy manipulate group. So as you can see, as I scroll down here to the bottom, we have several features that represent the ribs that go around the outside perimeter of our part. So I'm just going to select all of these particular features, and I want to group those together. So just by right mouse button clicking, I can select the group command, and you can see that it places all of those rib features into a group feature. I'm just going to give it a name called rib group. And as I scroll up, you can see that there's one particular rib that's further up in the history tree. This was the original rib feature that was created. And so what I may wish to do is take this collection of ribs and drag that up underneath rib 10. Now notice that Solid Edge does validation checking. If I try and drag that group above rib 10, which is the parent to a pattern inside of that rib group, it's not going to allow me to do that because it would invalidate the feature and it would fail. So once I drop that onto rib 10, it's going to be placed directly after rib 10. And then the model is going to recalculate. The next thing I may wish to do is actually add rib 10 to that particular group. So just dragging and dropping, I can drop it into my feature group. You can see again we get the option to select the location for the feature. In this case I want it to be at the top of the target group in order to keep all of the features up to date and in the correct order. And so there you can see it's been added to the top of the feature group. So I scroll back to the top, I may wish to use feature grouping to just shorten my feature tree. So the first 8 features in this case represent the outside shape of my part. So I'm going to go ahead and group those together. And I'll give it a meaningful name. Call this my shape group. As I come down, you can see that there are several features here that represent the button area for the remote. I'll go ahead and group those together also. Call that the button group. And as I continue scrolling down, you can see that later we decided to add more features in that button area. Now I could drag and drop each one of these features up into the button group, but what makes more sense and to make it even easier is to create another group of features. So go ahead and group these particular features together also. And then what I can do is take this feature group as one single collector now and drag and drop it into my button group. In this case I want to put it at the bottom of the target group to keep all the features in the correct order. So here you can see now that we have a group inside of a group, so it does allow you to nest groups of features together, and you can see how my feature tree is getting shorter and shorter. Now we can continue to add groups to our feature tree list into logical collections of features, and you can see that these feature groups can be used for input for things such as suppress and unsuppress, or show or hide, copy and paste functions. Also, it's a great way to create feature libraries of a group of components. So for instance, in this rib group I may wish to change the design, test it with another type of feature, so I may wish to suppress that whole collection of features. Again, it's just one mouse button click instead of having to locate all those features in the feature tree and suppress them individually.